Last week, Patrick Mahomes finally broke his silence on the whole Tyreek Hill situation and trade. He did an interview with Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, kind of just saying he was shocked, but he wasn't that surprised by it because Andy Reid and Brett Veach kind of talked with him throughout the entire situation. So he saw the whole thing evolving. But as he was talked about being kept in the loop of the situation, this is what he had a lot of good quotes on it. So I suggest you go read the article, everybody who's listening to this. But the things that stood out to me were this quote right here. We had to move on and try to get as much as we could for him and try to build that receiving room again and do it to where we have the ability to go out there and compete every single week, which I trust Brett Veach and Coach Andy Reid will do. And that's the reason I signed the contract that I did. And that's the reason that I know I'm going to be in Kansas City for my entire career because I have great people around me. He has a lot of good quotes in this whole thing, but these are two quotes in here that I really thought really stuck to me. Some people online were trying to make it was kind of a shot at Tyreek Hill, that he's not going to be in Kansas City for his entire career. But I think it just shows, it says a lot that he trusts Brett Veach and Andy Reid. But what did you make of Patrick kind of going out here and saying this, that he trusts the guys around him in the organization?
I say that was it was a media moment. It was one of those things that you had to stand up and say the right things to the media, to the people, to the fans of Kansas City. He understood his business, and he's trying to give his full confidence, and like you said, into Brett Veach and Andy Reid, into putting the money into him to move his thing forward. And I think he believes that. But also, too, I think he was hurt by the move. Let's just be honest here. I'm sure he was sad to see Tyreek go. But as we know in the NFL, not for long, like these things do happen. Guys get traded all the time, and it's a little tough. As shocking as it is, the show must go on. That's the way it works. And so if he understands that, and they've conveyed to him, like, look, we've made you the loyalty. We got the long-term deal with you, and we will give you guys around you so you can be successful. So if we take Tyreek away, we're going to try to replace him with somebody else. We're going to get some guys in here they can still throw the ball to. We're not going to give you chopped liver, some dirt, and some, just some guys. The guys we're going to give around you, we want you to be successful. We're not going to do that. We're not going to hamstring you at all. And so I think Patrick understood that. I think them telling him that made him feel good to say, look, you know what? This is the direction we're looking at. We're looking to probably get some young guys in here, some different guys that can still go and catch the football. So it's not going to be any different than what we try to do. We're still going to try to go win. We can't go and, put our heads in the sand and just, oh my gosh, what we're going to do with the season. And then, maybe 3 years we'll be better. No, look, we're trying to win now. Look, we got rid of Tyreek Hill, or we didn't get rid of him. It didn't work out. But we're still going to involve you with guys around you that's going to be successful. So I think that was the proper statement to make. That's how you're supposed to be as a quarterback, stand up there and stick your chest out and exude confidence. And, what we're doing is right. And, we still have a strategy to still win this thing. And he believes it. And I believe that to be true too. So I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he made some things we've talked about on here. He said some of these things we even talked about with Barbershop last week, that he's curious to see how defenses play them, just because Tyreek demanded these unicorn defenses that we've never seen before. And he said, I wonder if they're going to go back to the normal defenses. It's a lot of nuggets he said in here. But one thing he said, which we will get into a little more later in the last topic of the show, but he talks about how the offense we're going to have, it's not so much. He said last year made me kind of be better as a quarterback, the different defenses that I had to see. I saw everything. He goes, but it kind of took me out of this Travis to Tyreek to Travis to Tyreek, Travis to Tyreek. And as we know, there really wasn't that other guy besides Travis and Tyreek. So, made him check down a little bit more than we've seen, made him just do little different things that we've never really seen before. And I think that's kind of where we're headed. And I think he's kind of alluding to, you're going to have a lot of different pieces where it's not going to be what we've seen before. And he's even said it's not going to look like the Kansas City Chiefs that we've seen before. And I mean, what do you think about that? Is that something that Chief fans should be scared of, that we haven't seen this before? Or is it just a different evolution, next level of Patrick Mahomes offense?
No, it's still X's and O's in football. I mean, it's, running, getting open. But for him, he's going to go back to the way of just understanding and reading defenses as they were. So it's not going to be kind of like the bastard defense that he's never seen before, that they're just throwing to Kansas City, not giving it to anybody else, right? Only when you play Kansas City, you're doing the too high shell safe. That's what you're going to see. Now teams are probably going to play that with Miami. It might be to us, his thing he has to look at now. But I mean, with the guys he has in, you still gonna have guys that's gonna stress the defense. Guys, defense is going to still have to play you straight up. Patrick's still going to kill defenses with his legs, and he's got a couple of runners behind him that can do the job too. So when he says these things are going to be different, it ain't going to be just Tyreek and Travis. Now he'll be able to distribute the ball to different players. Now he's got Juju. Now he's got Hardman. Now he's got Travis. Now he's got Jones. Now he's got CEH. We're talking about Gordon. We're talking about maybe the young guy that's coming in. So he's going to have a myriad of guys to throw the ball to. And I think he understands that. No, not to mention, Fortson comes back. Noah Gray's coming in. So they're going to have a lot of fun with this offense. It's going to look slightly different, but these guys are still going to try to score. They're going to still put, the pedal to the metal and try to wheel themselves to win. They're going to try to score quick. They're still going to try to hit you over the head. I don't think it's going to be any different. They're going to still have the same mindset. Like, we're going out there to destroy defenses, period. And like I said, as long as you have 15 back there throwing that rock, you got that opportunity to do it.
Yeah, he said in the article too, talking about being a veteran and a leader on the team. He said having the whole offensive line makeover that they had going into this year. He talked about how I had to be the leader for a lot of these younger guys, and now Tyreek's gone, Matthew's gone. He said it's now for him. He's got to be even more of an outspoken leader than he was, and so it's like last year kind of paved the way for him to be in this situation. And I think that speaks to what Andy Reid and Brett Veach are going like, dude. You got the keys to the kingdom. We don't need Tyreek Hill. We have you. You can make maybe not the next Tyreek Hill, but you can make that next receiver or the next few guys. Like that's why we're paying you the big bucks. Yeah, that
those guys, kind of grew together. Patrick, Tyreek, and Kelsey. That was kind of like that mix. But now, him being a quarterback, him being, like you said, kind of the guy. Well, he's always been a guy. Kind of stepping up, but look, he has help. He's got Orlando Brown Jr. right on the offensive line to teach those young guys, which the young guys are the way they played last year are mature. They got Thuney, so he's not going to be the only voice. He's got Juju there. He's got Marquez there, so he's got some veteran guys who's been around who is not new. These guys have been around, and it's kind of good because you kind of see guys that kind of in that part of their career, that time in their career where it's like, okay, you're starting to establish yourself well. People are listening to you. You're not the young guy. Everybody's like, hold on, man. Look, you got to pay your dues. There's guys that's been around. So these guys that's been there 5-6 years in the league, hey, you lean on those guys, but like understand what they need to do. They'll know. They'll shoot. Hey, Marquez Scantley, he's coming from Green Bay. So he's been around Aaron Rodgers and those guys. He understands what it means to be Devontae Adams. He understands that. Juju been up there with Tomlinson and all those guys on offense. So he understands what he needs to do. So, he's not just taking it all on his shoulders. He knows he's looking at guys that's been there before, that's got some experience under their belt. And that's a great place to be. So when you was kind of at offensive line, yeah, it's different because you had 3 rookies. Yeah. 2 guys had been there before. So some of that communication has to come through him. But now, being in that system for a year, older guys, they understand that. He's like, good. Now, I don't have to talk to these guys as much. They can take care of that themselves. So, yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place.
Yeah, and that's something he alluded to, talking about Scantling and Juju coming from playing with Aaron Rodgers, playing with Big Ben. Like these guys, these guys have played in good offensive systems before with these, big leaders, these big guys, being Rodgers and Big Ben. So, yeah, I said it last week. I'm really excited to watch what his offense is because I think it's going to be obviously different, but like I want to see how different it is, like the different nuances because there's going to be different nuances to it. And it's gonna be tough to stop the team if we are going this whole approach where like we have Juju, we have Kelsey, we have Scantling, we have maybe Josh Gordon, maybe Corey Coleman, Hardman.
Yeah.
We're gonna have so many different guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be hard to stop a team like that.
Oh yeah. Like I said, man, you got some pieces. So everything doesn't look dire to me. I mean, look, you got some guys in there who can play some football, and that's all you need. You just need some good pieces around you, which he has, and they're gonna be able to compete. So that's good, man. I think they're gonna do a lot better than what people are thinking and what they're, even if you don't get a wide receiver in the draft. Hey, man, I'm looking at the room. I'm good. We can ride with these guys. We can make these things happen. And the thing is, like I said, you got to incorporate their running game to help open everything else up. If you're just out there throwing the ball 50, 60 times, come on, it's not going to do it. Don't do that. Don't put these guys over here who's willing to run the ball, and you got guys in front of them who's willing to block. They're knocking guys' tails off. And so, hey, get behind those big guys, hand the ball off a few times, open up the pass. You're going to be all right. It's going to look good. So I'm excited. I'm excited too. Can't wait to see what they look like.